I'm Darren Rovell, and welcome to another week of 5 and 5 presented by BetMGM, where we give you 5 picks in 5 minutes. I am Darren Rovell, but the we becomes Chris Raybon. He's the sharp. I am the square. And last week, Chris went 2-1. I went 1-1. We give him one more pick because he's sharp. But he wasn't so sharp last week as we went head-to-head. And in the Bengals-Panthers game, that was an absolute obliteration. 42-21. Lest I say that the score looks like it was closer than it really was, as my Bengals pick bore out. How you feeling after that head-to-head ego shot? I know you're having an incredible season, and anyone who's not following Chris should, but losing to me is like worth 5 demerits.
Nah, man, I'm happy for you, Darren. I gotta let you get one sometimes, you know.
All right, let's give you the update. Through 8 weeks, I am 6-12. Chris is 15-11. and 1 on the season. Okay, let's give you a reminder that this show is presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. They have a great offer for those who sign up. Use the code ACTION and you'll get a completely risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right, ACTION is the code, and your first bet is on BetMGM. All right, let's get after it. Chris, give me your first pick for week number 9.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 1.5 at home against the Saints. I think there's a warped perception of these two teams. New Orleans played an average schedule, but Pittsburgh played the league's toughest schedule. Every single team they faced is in the top 13 in overall DVOA. Pittsburgh could stop the run on early downs, and New Orleans hasn't been good on the road. They're 0-3 against the spread with a minus 6.7 point differential. Love Tomlin as a home dog, 15-3-3, 83% all time against the spread, covering by 6.5 points per game.
Not a bad pick, though it's hard for a square to see picking Pittsburgh on anything, if you can understand. All right, I am taking the TBs, the Fighting Tom Brady's, for my first pick. I think it's really out of respect. I lost thousands of dollars. I had Rams plus 135. And I was in such pain because it was so obvious that when they really didn't try to get that first down, I know they were struggling all game. They did not try. And then they played the prevent win defense. And Tom Brady comes back. I think there's good energy. I think there's good mojo. I know it's the year of Geno Smith, but I just like Brady now. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to get to 500. I think, obviously, in the division, they're going to make the playoffs, and this is going to be the turnaround. And Brady's extra mad about losing money or Bitcoin in FTX, and he is going to turn it around. And I think the Tampa Bay Bucs cover 3. Raybon, what do you think about that pick?
I think I need to go into my next pick, which is the Seattle Seahawks plus 3.
I didn't even know.
Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Listen, this Bucs team is inferior to the Seahawks on paper. They're 10th in DVOA. Seattle's 5th. Seattle's better on offense, 7th versus 17th. Seattle's better on special teams, 7 versus 19th. And when you look at the eye test, it's the same thing. So I'm going with the Seahawks here. I think when you look at the Bucs, nothing's coming easy. The last 4 weeks, they played 16 quarters. They've had a lead of more than 3 points for less than 2 quarters in all 4 of those games combined. About 11% of the total game time played with a lead of more than a field goal. It's a struggle for the Bucs. So give me the Seattle Seahawks in London plus 3 against Tampa.
I do love that it's in, I haven't really bet on a game in London yet because I wake up and I go, oh, it's in London. Or is it in Berlin?
It's in Munich, I believe.
Oh, it's in Munich.
It's yeah. Did I say London? I meant Germany.
I said London, but it's the same thing. To us, it's the same thing. It's an early game.
Nah, it's not. I'm part German, man. You can't. I can't get that wrong.
All right, I am going extra squarish for my second pick. I'm doing the Kansas City Chiefs minus 9.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think we're back to the Patrick Mahomes of like 2 years ago. I know that the total's at 50, not comfortable there, but I'm okay with the big spread. I think they are who we thought they were, and I think it's enough at 9.5. I think they're going to cover that against the horrendiferous Jacksonville Jaguars, who have no identity once again, even though this was supposed to be the year that they were supposed to be okay. So I am loving the Chiefs here. I know it's a hefty number for this team that doesn't have their entire act together, but I think it's the right number. What do you think of that pick?
It's dicey. I think it could get away from the Jags. They don't match up well, but the Chiefs, they don't really ever cover these big spreads anymore. So it's kind of dicey.
I do think the market isn't playing these big spreads anymore, which helps a little bit.
Sharps are on the Jags. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, listen. No one ever accused me of being sharp. So that's okay. All right, let's get your last pick to round it out.
I'm going with Minnesota plus 3.5 at Buffalo, and this is just based on the Buffalo Bills injury situation. It looks like Josh Allen is either not going to play or not be 100% if he does go. You also have injuries on the defense. Jordan Poyer, Rousseau is week to week. So I think it's just a spot where Buffalo could be a little bit flat here, even though they're at home. Minnesota's.
And even though they have a serviceable backup.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota knows him well, but this Minnesota team, very talented, all around, solid team. And when you look at Week 10 road dogs with negative against the spread differentials, which means they're not covering the margin on average, 54, 30, and 3 against the spread, 64% since 2005. So give me the Minnesota Vikings against this banged up Bills team in Buffalo plus 3.5.
I don't know. That play doesn't seem that sharp to me. I mean, I think it's obvious that it's a little bit tighter with Josh Allen likely out. I don't know. That does not. You're going to lose that one. That's not sharp. All right. Well, that is going to do it for Week 9 of 5 and 5. Sorry, I do get the last word here. I'm the host. And if you want to check us out more, or you can check us out by subscribing to our YouTube feed, so you'll never miss an episode. I'm Darren Rovell, and I am the Square, and that was Chris Raybon, and he is the Sharp, and this was 5 and 5 presented by BetMGM.